Well, now back to our coverage of tomorrow's inauguration. Of the many voices on the anti-Trump left, one of the most fiery is former Bill Clinton Labor Secretary Robert Reich. Reich has warned of the impending tyranny of a Trump regime. He's written what he calls a, quote, resistance agenda for those hoping to stand up to this modern-day Caligula. He also just released a new book called Saving Capitalism for the Many, Not the Few. Secretary Robert Reich joins us now. Bob, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Well, good evening, Tucker. Thank you for inviting me on.
I don't normally do this, but since you're a longtime educator, I just want to begin with a quiz. I'm going to put two short quotes up on the screen. I'm going to read them to you, and I want you to tell me whether they came.
I hope this isn't a gotcha. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's not a gotcha in any way. I just want to know if you can tell which of these came from you and which came from Donald Trump. Okay? Here they are. Okay. First, I used to believe in free trade agreements until I took a hard look at the numbers. NAFTA cost U.S. workers almost 700,000 jobs. That's the first. Second is this. Global deals like the Trans-Pacific Partnership will boost the profits of Wall Street and big corporations and make the richest 1% even richer, but they'll contribute to the steady shrinkage of the American middle class. Now, actually, it is a gotcha, it is a trick, because they're both from you. But they both could have been from Donald Trump.
They both sounded vaguely familiar. But
Trump could have said that.
Well, Trump could have said that. And Tucker, I want to say very, very clearly that if Donald Trump and his administration succeed in improving the quality of life of average working people in this country and the poor and, achieving a more peaceful and more prosperous world, I'm all for them. I mean, I'll be right there in the front row cheering them on. And my real concern is that they won't. And I worry about some of his cabinet appointments. I mean, I've never seen an administration so filled with billionaires who have no idea what average working people are contending with. I was labor secretary. I spent a lot of time out in Toledo and in Kansas City and talking with factory workers. And Steve Mnuchin, I don't know. I mean, his record of just taking over banks and sending people out of their homes, and Wilbur Ross, who is going to be Commerce Secretary, he basically took companies and he laid people off. I mean, these are all financiers.
He did, like a lot of employers. Okay, that's true. But I guess what's surprising, I mean, I think that's a fair thing to say. But you're also coming out of the Democratic Party, which has almost unanimous support in this last election from Wall Street, from the billionaire class. You supported a candidate who spent over $1 billion on her own campaign, and who was not in any sense committed to the kind of populist economic reform that you espouse. You are closer to Trump on economics in many ways than you are to Hillary Clinton. And I'm just wondering if partisanship isn't clouding your view of that.
I don't think partisanship is I hope it's not clouding my view, Tucker. I think you're absolutely right. When I have criticized the Clintons for being too close to Wall Street. I supported Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary because I felt that Bernie Sanders was a populist. He really did care about working people. When about a year and a half ago, at the start of all of this, when I was out in Missouri and Kansas, and I was out on a book tour, actually, I talked to a lot of people in middle America who were trying to make up their minds between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. I mean, there is a huge populist wave. And I think the difference between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders is Donald Trump is an authoritarian populist, and Bernie Sanders is a progressive populist. And I don't think authoritarianism works in America. I'm worried about authoritarianism, quite frankly.
Well, I am too. And we saw a lot of it in this last administration. Legislating through executive order is a sign, of course, of authoritarian instinct. But here's my point. I understand why all the children in the Democratic Party are spun up about Trump, and he's a Nazi, and he's a sexist. Okay, fine. But they're ignoring the economic critique. I get it. They don't understand it. But the smart people in the party, like you, who've had a consistently populist economic message for all these years, also aren't giving him a chance. And I wonder why. Again, he's closer to you on some key issues, not peripheral stuff, key stuff like trade, than Hillary Clinton. Why wouldn't you say, I'm kind of hopeful on that?
Well, I am saying, I said just a few moments ago, I'm hopeful, and if he succeeds, I will be the first to cheer him on. I guess what really gives me most pause is when he campaigns, and even after his campaign, when he denigrates members of the press who he disagrees with, who has criticized him, when he sends out tweets disparaging individuals who are critics of him, when he demonstrates a kind of personality that is so vindictive and so small-minded, I get worried because I don't want a president to be vindictive, and I don't want a president to be that kind of authoritarian figure. But if he can get above that somehow, great. You know, let's hope for the best.
What if both are true? What if he's vindictive and small-minded, but he stops TPP? I hope you'll come back. We're out of time. But meditate on that. It would be interesting.
I will.
Thank you.
I will.
Robert Reich.
Thank you, Tucker.
Thanks.